Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Let's continue the theme of our last conversation here, which is the healed relationship. In other words, a relationship, any relationship where we've invited the Holy Spirit into it. Quite simply, that's what we're looking at, a relationship that has become holy in the language of A Course in Miracles, is one in which you've invited the Holy Spirit in, given the relationship, in other words, to Him for His purposes. And that is for the purpose of healing the mind. And you can call this leading to enlightenment if you want to, salvation if you want to, healing the mind. That's the purpose that the Holy Spirit sees in everything. Now, if you're newer to this course, well, welcome. For starters, the Holy Spirit's part of you. Yeah, I certainly didn't learn that in Sunday school as a kid growing up. In fact, nobody actually had the answer for me as to what or who the Holy Spirit was. It's part of you. The Holy Spirit is part of our mind. And we're invited to appeal to this part of our mind that knows truth, that knows who you are, who we all are, and will help you cut through all of the drama, the stuff, all of that, so that you may see things as they really are and come to know yourself. Capital S. Yeah. Just that. We're invited to give all of our relationships over to the Holy Spirit, whom you're welcome to call whatever you want. That's a name. Even the Course itself refers to the Holy Spirit in many, many different ways. The voice for God is perhaps the most numerous, but the Holy Spirit's also known as Comforter with a capital C, Mediator with a capital M, Friend, capital F, of course, yeah, and many other things. Comforter, you name it. So if you want to call it Elvis or Betty, cool. If you want to call it by multiple names and refer to it as a team or a board of directors, cool. No problem. What matters is we're inviting it to run the show. We're allowing the Holy Spirit to enter into all of our relationships. And again, I mean all of them. We're talking totality here, all encompassing. So our personal relationships, yes, intimate relationships, if you're married or if you're in a partnership, that relationships with our kids, with our family, our friends, our colleagues at work, our business relationships, everything. We give them over to the Holy Spirit for His purposes and allow Him in. Just that. Now, in the previous video, we spent quite a bit of time, several minutes, in fact, talking about the extraordinary resistance that comes up. So if you're experiencing that, know that it is part of the path. There's nothing wrong with you and everything right, because we all go through that, all of us. You can count on that and expect it. And if you'd like further guidance in that arena, I do want to refer you to that previous video. It's entitled The Healed Relationship. So just the most recent in this string. When you invite the Holy Spirit into your relationship, several things happen that you may or may not be aware of. And if you're not aware of them, count on the fact that it happens. First of all, the Holy Spirit is always awaiting that invitation and always accepts and enters, and it's always immediate, instantly. Count on that, even though you may not feel any differently. This is a place where people do get stuck, thinking, well, I don't feel any differently. No, I don't feel enlightened. I'm still stressed out. Okay. Well, understand what's going on here. The Holy Spirit accepts the invitation to enter the relationship instantly. In fact, it's what he's been waiting for. Leaps in instantly. So the gift that you asked for is instantly received. May not feel like it because you might not feel any differently. I mean, really, you may not feel any differently in the moment, and you may not feel any differently the following day, or the day after that, or the day after that. But relax and trust is the message to all of us that your inner teacher's there. The gift is received the instant it's given. To give and to receive are one in truth. That's a famous statement from A Course in Miracles. Yes, simply yes to that. That is true. And this is one such situation. You've asked, you receive. Now, here's the deal. The gift is not always immediately accepted by the recipient. This is an important thing to consider. It really is. It's a very, very important consideration for all of us because the gift is given the instant that we ask for it. And it's kind of stored away for us until such time as we accept it. We have to accept the gift. We've been given a countless storehouse, a treasure house of gifts that are right there waiting for us, saved for us, to use that visual analogy. We simply have not accepted them. And think about when you forgive somebody or when you give somebody a gift, a physical gift in the world, it may be completely obvious that they don't appreciate it right away. So, how do we appreciate this massive gift that we've been given in allowing the Holy Spirit to enter our relationship? Is we appreciate our brother. We extend love to our brother. That's how we accept the gift. I mean, you might say thank you to the Holy Spirit, but we accept the gift by appreciating our brother. And by that, I mean everyone else that appears to be everyone else. You know, when we look out and we think of other people as other people, that's what we're referring to here. We appreciate our brother. And that's how the gift that you've been given can be accepted and shared. When you accept it, you share it automatically. The love is powerful. It naturally yearns to be shared. That's how it's increased in your mind. Sharing, giving, forgive, extend love, extend kindness, appreciate your brother, and the gifts that you've already asked for and been given will be accepted and shared what happens, you'll know you've received them when you give them away. Remember, to give and to receive are one in truth. You'll know you've received the gifts of the Holy Spirit when you extend them to your brother. When you give them away, you'll know that you've received. Powerful, powerful, and that's how this works. It's something that here on the spiritual path, we find all of the time that we need to continue to remind ourselves of. Which, I mean, it really makes sense. When you look at this world that we appear to inhabit, it's full of complexity. And think of our daily calendars and the things that we do and we busy ourselves with. Doesn't matter if you're working or not. I mean, even if you're comfortably retired or something like that and don't go to a job or sit down at a computer to Zoom or pick up the phone to call clients or whatever it is, you still fill your calendar with stuff. I mean, there's always something out there to occupy our mind. So these reminders are very precious gifts that we give ourselves, which is why it's so, so important that you're here. And I hope that you get the importance of your taking 15 to 20 minutes out of your life today to listen to the message of our inner teacher. I mean, really important. Your dedication and commitment to your spiritual practice is, in fact, the highest, best offering you could give anyone, anywhere, anytime. No close second. Nothing approximates this. So I hope that you are fully aware of the gift you're giving yourself by listening to this message. So thank you. And we would all do very well indeed to pay attention to the guidance of our inner teacher. We invite him in to guide us. And rather than giving our power away, which it may feel like at first, we're actually accessing our power because the Holy Spirit is part of you. It's part of our mind. There's one mind, by the way, hence the pronoun our. One mind. We're, in fact, accessing our power. We're not giving it away. When we play it small and think we're individual self-sustaining survival unit, we make all kinds of mistakes based on that one mistake and wind up doing battle with our brother. Nations wind up at war against one another. Political parties wind up at war with one another. We wind up competing with one another for little scraps and things like that. I mean, there are countless examples of this, but it's a rabbit hole that we follow down. It's a staircase, that we spiral down and fall down blindly in the dark, it feels like sometimes, based on the simple adherence to this thought of separation, this mistake, a mistaken thought. It's just a mistake to think that we can be separate from each other and to think that we can be separate from God, which we're not. And you know where you are, and you know who and what you truly are. I mean, here's the thing. That may sound shocking, but we all do. We all know. We're here on the spiritual path because we recognize ourself. We've seen, I mean, call it light, right? Call it a spark of light or joy or something. Whatever helps you to picture this in mind is what you should go with here. We've all heard the call of our inner teacher to awaken. This is constant. So it makes perfect sense that The Holy Spirit responds to our slightest invitation. Anytime you allow our inner teacher into a relationship, he enters immediately and bestows all of these beautiful gifts instantly. They're received the instant they're asked for. To give and to receive are one in truth. Then we must accept them. How do we accept them? We share this gift. We appreciate our brother. We love our brother. We extend love to the Son of God. We do this. We're accepting the gift and we're sharing it, which is how we keep it in our mind. Because as we give, what do we also do? We receive. Then we know. This serves as conclusive proof that we've received the gift. It strengthens in our mind. Love extends itself. It does not extend division and hatred. It does not know division and hatred. Another way of putting this, if you're going there, yeah, let's spell it out. Why don't we? God extends himself. Like extends like. Love extends itself. It does not extend division and hatred. There is no separation of any kind. So, again, if you're new or newer to this course, welcome. And welcome to all of you, especially, well, it doesn't make any difference where you are here on the path. There are many of you that have been studying this material for decades. So what's going on here with this series of videos is, if you're newer to it, several of them appear each week, and we're talking about A Course in Miracles, what it says, and what it really means. There are plenty of interpretations of everything out there. What you're getting is not my own personal interpretation of the Course. You're getting what it means. And by the way, this is simply an image on your screen. It is an assemblage of pixels and electronic dots, the technology of which I have absolutely no understanding of. I'm just happy that the electrical power is on so I can plug the computer in and the light and turn on the microphone that sits right here off camera. You know, the point in all of that is, when something connects with you, count on the fact that it is the Holy Spirit speaking to you. This is a convenient mouthpiece. That's all. You're getting the Course and what it means. So there are many possible ways to react to this message. This Course is not like other spiritual traditions, which does not make it superior, by the way. It does not make it inferior. It's simply one of many doors. And you've opened this door for a reason. There's something, there's bound to be something in all of these conversations that you're meant to hear. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. There are no accidents in salvation. So it's worth reminding ourselves of that often, often. So I invite you to continue to listen to your inner teacher. I invite you to continue to allow the Holy Spirit to enter all of your relationships, all of them. And I invite you to continue to tune in here. So if you have not yet subscribed, the prompt is here in the corner of your screen. It's that arrow that sits right there in the corner. Click that, hover over that. You'll be invited to subscribe and join us. Please do that. And thank you to all of you who have recently done that. This community is international, which is really cool. I mean, this is a form of technology, modern technology that we're making use of, YouTube, the internet. We can reach each other all over the globe, which is awesome, actually. That's very, very cool. So questions are always more than welcome. I invite you not only to subscribe, but also to ask questions if you've got them. And if you feel like it's a basic question, I really want to invite you to ask those questions. Those are great because it could be somebody that's been practicing this material for 20 or 30 years needs to hear the answer to a basic question. And that could be the day that, boom, the light, the proverbial light, the aha moment goes on for them. And you just never know. So you could be positively influencing the trajectory of people all over the world, whom, of course, we're not likely to ever meet in person. Though it would be very, very cool to meet all of you in person, you know? We can still continually impact one another in a positive way. We can continue to share the Holy Spirit with one another, which is exactly what's going on here. So I thank you, as always, for joining me and have a great rest of your day or evening. We'll see you soon.